In alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. We're going to continue with some more sins that we need to be aware of because we find ourselves indulging in them every day. Today we're going to speak about sins against other Muslims. Sins that we commit against other Muslims with our tongue, such as calling other Muslims kafir, okay, insulting people who are close to Allah. And again, you hear a lot of Muslims, or you see a lot of them on Facebook referring to one another as kafir. Oh, because this brother at the mosque doesn't raise his hands when he prays, he's a kafir. Oh, or because this sister doesn't wear hijab, she's a kafir. Or because you think this person is different than you, or do you think their ideology is different, they're a kafir. This is a major sin in Islam, guys. We cannot go around harming other Muslims with our tongue, calling one another kafir. In fact, Allah tells us in the Quran, in the interpretation, the meaning, do not transgress the limits, because Allah does not love those who do. Also, Allah says to be careful, because if anyone disobeys him and his prophet, then they are clearly indeed on the wrong path. And again, Allah tells us, do not refer to other Muslims as being kafir. In fact, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, whoever tells his brother in Islam that he is a kafir, then one of you will become it. If that Muslim is not a kafir, then it will come down on you or yours, meaning your children. Remember, to call another Muslim a kafir, this is the same as cursing them. This is cursing them. You're telling me that I'm damned to the hellfire, that I don't believe in Allah, that I'm going to be in hell forever. So if that's not true, it's going to come back down on you or your children. And a lot of Muslims want to know why is that their kids grow up in apostate. Maybe that's why. You called somebody a kafir. You sitting up on Facebook calling people kafirs all the time, so Allah made it come back on you. So again, guys, never use the word kafir with another Muslim. And again, we have to be careful what we say to one another, because to hurt another Muslim, to insult another Muslim, this is a horrific sin. Allah tells us in the Quran, in the interpretation, the meaning, those who annoy believing men and the believing women undeservedly, they bear on themselves a glaring sin. So stop going around hurting other Muslims. If you don't have anything nice to say, do what the Prophet said. Keep your mouth shut. If there's somebody that you don't like, or you're jealous of, or somebody that you got into an argument with, and you see other people say good things about them, just shut up. Don't put your 2 cents in. Because to annoy a believer is a horrific thing to do. And also Allah warns us to not spy on each other, to not speak badly of one another. Allah says in the interpretation, the meaning, O you who believe, let not some men wrong you and laugh at others. It may be that the people you are laughing at are better than you. Subhanallah. And also Allah tells us, woe to every scandalmonger and backbiter. Allah hates a person that goes around spreading malicious gossip. Allah hates people who say bad things about others. Allah hates this. So again, if you really are striving to be the best Muslim you can be, control your tongue. Shut up. If you have nothing good to say, shut up. Get off of Facebook. Close it up. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the worst rank of people to Allah are those whom people act nice to, because they're afraid of what the person will do to them in return. So when people come around you, they're kissing up to you because they're so afraid that you're going to say something bad about them. Allah hates people like that. Allah also hates obscenity. So again, guys, be careful what we say about other Muslims. Again, if it's someone you don't like, shut up. Don't talk about her dress. You think she's ugly. You think that brother, is evil. Keep those thoughts and opinions to yourself. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the Muslim is a brother to any other Muslim. And being so, you must not be unfair to him, nor let him down, nor hate him. It is evil to despise or hate another Muslim, subhanallah. So again, we have to control ourselves. We wonder why we have it so bad as Muslims. Look at how we treat each other. Look on Facebook and see how evil Muslims are with each other. And they don't even know one another. You got people on your Facebook page who have never met you, but they're writing horrible things about you. They're going to answer to Allah for that. Again, Allah says in the Quran, in the interpretation, the meaning, those who love to see scandal published and broadcast amongst the believers, they will have a terrible punishment in this world and the hereafter. You want to know why you can't find a husband? Why your life is so bad? Why you can't keep a job? Why you live in a poor life? Because of the things you're doing to other people. You're on Facebook posting up horrible things about other Muslims who you don't even know. You like to see other Muslims ridiculed. You like to see other Muslims talked about and put down. Well, Allah is going to make your life miserable in this world, and you're going to pay for it when you're in that grave. So again, guys, if you don't have anything nice to say about a person or a situation, just shut up. Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he whom his neighbor does not trust will never enter paradise. In other words, if your neighbors live in fear of you, they live in fear of you not only breaking in their house and stealing from them, but they live in fear of you, meaning that they fear that you're going to go around talking about them, slandering them, telling their business. If your neighbors are afraid of this, guess what? Allah is not going to allow you into paradise. And there's a lot of Muslims who do good deeds every day, but they will not ever see the reward because their neighbors live in fear of them. We have a hadith whereas a man came to the Prophet, he said, "O Prophet of Allah, we have a woman in our neighborhood. She prays at night, she fasts during the day, but we are afraid of her because she's always gossiping and backbiting us." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "And there is no good in her. She will be fuel for the hellfire. All her good deeds in vain, because she's destroying all her good deeds with her tongue. Her neighbors living in fear of what she has to say about them." So again, guys, we have to be careful of what we say about other people on Facebook, in our personal lives, our neighbors. Again, the best medicine is if you don't have anything good, just shut up. And again, so many of us, we go around insulting our parents. And you might say, how can a person insult their parents? Whenever you play the dirty dozen, whenever you talk about another person's family, you are in turn insulting your own, because you're going to cause that person to say your family too. So this is why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do not go around insulting other people's family members, because all you're going to do is curse your family members, because you're going to cause them to retaliate and insult you back. Your mama, your mama. Your grandmama, your grandmama. Your sister, no, your sister. This is what he's talking about. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no man calls the other blasphemer or sinner For if the latter is not so, these attributes will turn back on him. Again, you curse another person's family, it's going to come back on you. We want to know why we have a problem with our youth today. How many people's children have you cursed? How many people's nieces and nephews have you cursed with your tongue by insulting them? Well, now it then came back on you. And that also includes dead people. If you don't have anything good to say about a person who is deceased, keep your mouth shut. The Prophet ﷺ said, do not insult the dead because they are already reaping whatever they have sown. So again, so many of us sit on Facebook and on a telephone and on social media, hurting one another with our tongues, insulting other Muslims, calling other Muslims kafirs, talking about people's family and stuff, and you don't know these people or know anything, shame on you. And you wonder why your life is miserable, why all your good deeds are not being acknowledged. And again, we have to remember, guys, each and every one of us has our own personal relationship with Allah. Some of us are closer to Allah than others. It could be that you are insulting a Muslim woman who is close to Allah, who has earned the position of being a friend to Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said that Allah says, whoever insults a friend of mine, I will declare war on him. So be careful. You don't know how close another person is with Allah. You could be slandering or saying bad things or insulting or hurting a Muslim who has earned Allah's love, to the point that now you've made Allah angry and you want to know why you had miscarriage? Why is it that you keep having miscarriages and you can't have a baby? Maybe it's that sister who you done insulted and slandered and talked about, who has done so many good deeds that she's earned the status of being a friend of Allah. And again, whoever insults one of Allah's friends, Allah has declared war on you. So again, guys, I warn you, I've seen this happen to so many Muslims. Be careful what you say about another Muslim out your mouth. If it's somebody you don't like, just shut up. Stay away from them. Jealousy is a big problem with us today. And that jealousy comes from Shaitan and will cause you to transgress the limits of Allah. And finally for today, this is another sin I want to mention briefly. Wearing your clothing dragging the ground. This is for brothers. Allah says in the Quran, do not walk the earth in insolence, arrogant. Why is it that Muslim men cannot wear their thobes or their pants dragging the grounds? Because it's a sign of arrogance. Why is it that the kings and queens back in the days used to wear their trains? The longer the train, the more powerful and arrogant the person. Well, this is why you brothers need to make sure that you're not wearing your garments dragging the ground. They don't have to be up to your knees or ankles, but just make sure they come to the top of your foot. They don't go past the top of your foot. The Prophet ﷺ said, whatever clothing is beyond the top of the foot will be in the hellfire. There was once a man who was walking wearing a suit that he was so proud of. He thought he was better than everyone else. He thought he was the most handsomest thing on earth. So Allah destroyed him by causing the earth to swallow him up. And that man is being swallowed down in the earth as we speak. So again, this is why, you brothers should not wear your garments dragging the ground. They should come to the top of your foot, but not to the ground. And for women, we can wear our garments to the ground to cover the foot because the top of our foot is part of our nakedness. But even for us women, do not do it out of arrogance. Do not go around thinking, oh, I got to train. No, I'm better than everyone else. No, this is a form of arrogance. So we'll stop right here for today. I want you guys to ponder these sins. Be careful what comes out of your mouth. Don't go around insulting other Muslims. Don't go around talking badly about other Muslims and their families. Don't go around calling Muslims kafir and stuff, because it's going to come back on you. 9 times out of 10, you're wrong, and it's going to come back on you. So we'll stop right here for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, inshallah, you can type them on the screen. Subhanakallah.